Stillness, silence. Do you want to experience that in your life? Come sit with me. Stillness, silence, clarity. It's always there. You don't need to be sat in a calm, quiet, beautiful location. Some of my most profound experiences of stillness, of silence, have been in the busyness of life. I remember one particular moment on the tube in London. Absolute chaos around me. Noise, people, and yet this profound stillness, this silence, sort of wells up from behind you. It engulfs you, it envelops you, it nourishes you. So, let me sit, just find somewhere to sit. Just a moment or two, not a long video. This, like it if you like the video, share, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. I practice hatha yoga, but I'm not an expert with all things technical. So help me along, help me share the message, share the love. So stillness. In the yoga tradition, we call it mauna, silence. And when I run one of my retreats, we practice silence from the minute you wake up to midday. So every morning, you're immersed in this tranquility, this stillness. But it's not always the case, because even when we have relative stillness and silence around us, well, then that maybe emphasises the busyness of your mind. If we sit, if we just contemplate for a moment, you'll recognise that your thoughts arise into a profound stillness. Your thoughts dissolve back into that stillness. And it's always there. In fact, the stillness is not just a cold void. It's not just this emptiness. There is a quality to the stillness. It's as much a part of us. It's as much an aspect of us as are our bodies, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. And it's always there. If you consider, I use the analogy of composing a piece of music. We usually think of the music, the composition, as of the notes. But the music, the composition, it would be meaningless. It would just be a meaningless cacophony of sound without the stillness, the spaces between the notes. And such is our lives. If we try to busy ourselves, to jam-pack full every moment with stimulation, which is what happens in this modern world that we live with, there's always a distraction. Not just the world around you. Now we've got technology, we have these devices where we never get a moment to ourselves, to simply be with ourselves. So as we sit now together, there's the awareness of the physical presence of our bodies. Your eyes open, your senses open. There's an awareness of this phenomena that is life around us. There's the movement, the flow of your breath. But notice your breath. After you inhale, there's a slight pause. After you exhale, there's a slight pause. And there's such a richness, there's such a depth, a tranquility in those pauses. In the yoga tradition, they have the name. So at the pause after you breathe in is the antarkumbhaka, the natural pause each time you breathe out. Just after you breathe out, the biokumbhaka. So they have a name, they have a quality. And so just by recognising the stillness, the calm between each breath, you're beginning to explore that more tranquil aspect of yourself. If you like, it's your true nature, because it never changes. It's like the stillness, it's the same. is the stillness you experience between your thoughts. So take a moment as you move through your busy day, through your busy life, every now and again, just to connect first with your breath maybe, to experience the stillness, the silence, the mauna between each breath. Maybe that brings about that realization that there's a stillness also between your thoughts, or from a slightly different perspective, the stillness into which your thoughts arise, and then without your involvement, the stillness into which your thoughts dissolve. Well, thank you for listening to my musings and allowing me to share my practice with you, sharing my practice, as always, sharing the love. Thank you.